Aloha and welcome families and friends back to my channel. In this episode I'll be making or bunny popo. Let's start baking. I have 3 cups of flour in the bowl. Now add sugar, salt, milk powder, stir. All the ingredients will be up here on the side. Thank you to all those who have subscribed to my channel and have shown support by commenting and sharing your views or thoughts about some of my recipes. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for visiting, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell below so you can be notified for more videos in the future. This side, I'm going to add milk to the jar. Butter, melted butter, 1 egg. Add yeast to the milk as well. Going to add our wet ingredient. Going to put our dough onto the bench. Add some oil to your bowl. Transfer our dough back to the bowl. Cover it and let it rise for 1 to 2 hours. Our dough is now double in size. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on our bench. Transfer our dough onto the bench. And that should do it. We will wait for our buns to set again. Another 15 minutes. We will then add our coconut sauce and put it in the oven to bake at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. And we'll keep checking as well. Everyone's oven is different. My one is different to yours, so we'll have to keep making our buns. Our buns have been rested for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to add our coconut sauce and then put it in the oven to bake. Our coconut buns are ready now. Give it a taste. Just going to show you the inside of the bun. The photo, you can see the inside. Like I said earlier on, this recipe is also really good for dinner rolls. See how soft the roll is, the actual dough or the bun. It's very soft. Sometimes you have to let it sit for a little bit so the coconut cream can settle. It will thicken up as it gets colder, warmer I should say, not too cold, but it will start to thicken up, and that's the best time to eat it. But then some people prefer have it hot straight out of the oven. That's our bun popo recipe or coconut buns. Thank you so much for baking with me tonight. I hope you enjoy this recipe and give it a go. Take care and be safe. Sending love from Milz and family. Bye for now. Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. In this episode I will be making lamb steam buns or kikemamoe. Similar version of kikwa, except I'm using the lamb meat. So let's get started. So I have lamb that I'm going to cut in small pieces and then I'll marinate. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay everyone, so I've got the meat and it's all chopped finely small. I'm going to add the hot water into the meat. Just want to wash off that blood from the lamb. Drain it. So I will drain the water off. Okay, so I'm going to marinate the meat now. I've drained the water off well. I'm going to add our ingredients. So I'll add in black pepper, our salt, our minced garlic, chopped red chilies, rosemary, our onions, and then last, our dark soy sauce. I'm going to give this a good mix with my hands. I'll have this marinate for a couple of hours, 1 to 2 hours or even more. Then even better if you can do it ahead in time, you can do it overnight and it would be perfect. the next day to do your buns. I think we're all good to go now with marinating. I will put this in the fridge for a few hours and I'll start working on preparing our buns, our dough for the bun. I'm now going to prepare the dough for our buns. So I am going to add half a cup of melted butter, half a cup of warm water, 1 cup of warm milk, and then 2 tablespoons of active yeast. This is half a cup of white sugar. I'll be adding half of it to the wet ingredients, and I'll leave the other half for the dry ingredients. I will show you what I mean. Again, all the measurements, I will have it available in the description box. So don't worry everyone, I will have everything available in the description box. Okay, so I'll leave this half for the dry mix and I will just stir that a few minutes. I will leave this aside for about 5 to 10 minutes for our yeast to activate. In the bowl, I will add 5 cups of all-purpose flour. In there, I will add 2/3 cups of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so once our yeast is ready, I will then mix our dough. Okay, so our yeast is ready now. It's been 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to add that to our flour. I've put aside 1 cup of flour. I'll add it slowly and I'll even use it to dust the surface when we get to that part where we move to the surface and start kneading our dough. Sprinkle some of our flour now. You can do this in the mixer too if you have. It doesn't hurt if you use your hand. Okay, so get in there with your hands and mix our dough. I'll let it sit in the pan for an hour and a bit. So our dough is now double in size. It's been an hour. I'm going to put a hole in there. Sprinkle some flour on my bench. Your meat in the middle, just like that. Okay, now closing. If you need to, just wet the edges off and then you bring the other side in, just like that to close. I will steam our buns for 20 minutes and then I shall be back. Look at that, everyone. Look how nice and fluffy the buns are. I think I put too much in one layer, so maybe I should have just put 4 or 5, but that's what it looks like. So a few more minutes and then it should be ready. But it looks amazing. Okay, so everyone, our buns are now ready. It's been steaming for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, I would say. And I am ready to take it out of the steamer and let it rest before we can taste it. So there's the second row. Oh, the dough is super soft. Ooh, it's very hot. Hi families and friends. So we've done our lamb steam buns. And that's what it looks like. You can see closely. It's very fluffy. You touch the top. I will eat these ones, but it's very soft. I will open one for you to see. It's very hot. And it's juicy too inside. Have a look. And have a look at the pastry. It's very soft. I will also fry one of these and then I'll show you later on. Some people like to fry them, but This is the steam bun version. It's really nice. All I can say is make sure you add enough salt, because the pastry is it's got a little bit of sweetness in the pastry. But other than that, you can add your own salt later. Better to leave it not too salty, and then you can add later than having it too salty. But it tastes amazing. I like it. I like this. So these are our steam buns that I'll be frying. It's been cooled down for quite some time now. So I'm just going to fry them for a few minutes, just to brown them, and then we should be done. So that's one way of having the lamb buns, or chicken, beef, pork, as you can fry them once you steam them. Okay, start frying them. Just going to drain them onto some, that's our fried buns and our steam lamb buns. So I steam first and then fried, only for a few minutes because it's cooked already. You're just browning the outside, but look, it's very crunchy. And the meat is cooked well too. And the flavouring, it's just amazing. I hope you like this version of my lamb steamed buns. Thank you for watching, and thank you for viewing my videos. I appreciate the love and support. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for visiting. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch up with you in the next video. Please take care, be safe. See you later. Bye-bye. Welcome everyone to my channel. In this episode, I will be making the famous Samoan half moon pineapple pie. So let's start baking. As always everyone, our ingredients will be available in the description box below the video. I have the ingredients here that I'm going to start preparing the pineapple filling. Okay, let's start with combining everyone in the pot for now. So I'm going to add my crushed pineapples. I have about 2 cups in here. I'm going to add milk, sugar, and custard powder. I'm going to mix that with the juice of pineapple. So I am turning the oven on medium-low heat. I don't want the pineapple filling to boil. I just want to warm it up at this stage and make sure I'm combining everything well. I'm going to go ahead and mix the custard powder with that pineapple juice. Okay, make sure there's no lumps. Let's go ahead and add it to our pot. I am leaving some of the pineapples chunky. My family, they enjoy having chunky bits of pineapple in their pies. So as you can see, there's chunky pieces here of pineapple in the pot. And then the rest I have mashed up really fine. So I want this pineapple filling to thicken up a little bit more, and then we can turn off the oven. As you can see, sauce is starting to thicken up. So that is it. That's the consistency I'm after. That's the consistency I'm after, I should say. And it's starting to boil up as well. Down while we prepare the pastry. So I have in here, I've sifted 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to go ahead and add our baking powder. Again, I will have all the measurements in our description box below. I'm going to add salt. Mix first before I add the rest of our ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and add in I'm going to go with my hands, mix in the butter into our flour. The next thing I'm going to add to our flour is our coconut cream here. And I'm going to go ahead and be naughty and add a drop of the yellow food colouring. You don't have to add it, you want to leave it plain, but I want to add this to the coconut cream before one more drop. So about 2 to 3 drops of food colouring, and then we'll slowly add our coconut. Just leave it on the side for now, and once our pineapple filling is nice and cool, then we'll start assembling our pies. Let's go ahead and assemble our pies. I have my template here, which is my small plate here. Our pineapple filling has been cooled down completely. You want to make sure it's completely covering our template. You can either take it out again and just make sure you roll it out a bit more and make sure it's hanging. You don't want to overfill or it will burst. Go ahead and fold over. At this stage, as you're pressing down the edges, you're also pushing in the filling in the middle. So you push it in and you're also pressing down the edges to seal. Preparing my baking sheet, just spraying the bottom. Okay, so we've assembled our pies and I've left it in the freezer for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to bake it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20-25 minutes, but I'll keep checking, and if I need to add more time I will, and I will let you know too. The reason why I left it in the freezer, I want the filling to settle a little bit before I bake it. It's just an extra option to avoid our filling bursting inside the baking process or inside the oven. So yes, let's go ahead and put it in the oven now. So here's our pies, everyone. Look how nice and pretty, yellow. The reason why I added the food colouring, sometimes it helps with not burning the pastry. That's what I've picked up in me making these pies, is when I add the food colouring, my pastry won't burn too early. Well, that's what I picked up. That's a tip that I picked up. But here it is. Smells really good. The pastry smells really good with the coconut cream. It's also nice and crispy because there's a little bit of butter that we added to it. But everything is nice. The filling is, it's not too sweet. So that measurement I added, it's just perfect. So with the full recipe, I managed to get 6 large pies out of it. You could go with 8 if you want to make it a bit smaller, but that's the normal size. You know, buy from the shops. That's the average size, I would say. Nice with a hot Milo, hot chocolate, or Samoa for the Polynesians. You can really taste, for talking with my mouth full, you can really taste the coconut cream in the pastry, which to me, I really like that taste of the coconut. So that is our pies, everyone. Pineapple or half moon pies. I hope you enjoy that recipe. Thank you for cooking and baking with me tonight. Stay safe. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for your comments and for your continued support to my channel. May God bless you all and stay safe. Love you all from Milz and family. Bye for now. Hello, welcome back to my kitchen meals with Milz. In this episode, I am super excited to introduce to you my new meat pie series. What that means, in the next coming weeks, I will be making a different flavor meat pie. But tonight's video, I'm going to start with our famous steak and cheese pie. First of all, I'm going to start with making my short crust pastry from scratch. I'm going to use the puff pastry for the top from the shop, but later on I'll be making my own puff pastry. So we will start by adding, I have 3 cups of flour, so 3 1/3 cups of plain flour, all-purpose flour. I have 2 eggs, chilled eggs, so it's been sitting in the fridge. I've also got cold water and butter that's been sitting in the fridge as well. So first I'm going to add in a food processor, add our flour. I'm going to cut our butter in small cubes. So I'm going to process that first, and then I'll add the other ingredients. Okay, make sure we close it down. That's it. Just making sure our butter's mixed through the flour. Just keep stirring. So the butter and flour is coming along well. Just have to mix through this area. I'm going to add our eggs and then slowly add the water. You can see the crumbs. They're starting to come together. I'm using a mini food processor, so it'd be good if you have a bigger one, but this is good. It's doing the job. Okay, I'm adding our eggs one by one. I'll also add the other egg. Okay, at this stage, I'm going to start with 3 teaspoons of cold water. Maybe add 1 more teaspoon. So at this stage, because I'm using a mini food processor, the amount of flour I have in here, I don't have a normal size food processor, so I'm just making do with what I have. But it's doing the mixing well than I expected. So all I need to do now is transfer it to a bowl, and then I'll mix it a little bit longer just to make sure that everything is mixed in well, and then I'll put it in the fridge for about half an hour to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, let me transfer this to a bowl. Just mix it through on the bench. Okay, put it in cling wrap. Just cover it with Glad wrap or cling wrap. And then we're going to put this in the fridge for about half an hour to an hour before we can start assembling our pies. In the meantime, I'm going to start preparing our steak gravy for our meat pies. Okay, so you cut your meat in chunks, not too small, but in chunks like that. You want to be able to have a nice big chunk of steak when you bite into that steak and cheese pie. So this size will do. I am using rump steak, but any steak you can use. You can use any steak, and then you can cook it in a slow cooker for some time, so the beef can be very nice and tender. If you don't have a slow cooker or pressure cooker, it's okay. You can use the pot on the stove and you can cook it very, very slow. But I will show you in a minute how I do the gravy and the ingredients I'll be using. So these are the ingredients for our beef gravy. I have 1 stalk of celery, 1 large onion chopped, half a cup of plain flour, 1 fresh bay leaf, half teaspoon of sage, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of paprika, about 5 cloves of garlic minced, salt and pepper for flavoring, olive oil for frying, and of course our steak has been chopped up. So I am going to start making our gravy now. I will toss our meat with plain flour, turn our oven on, and add a few tablespoons of olive oil, and we will add our beef. What I'm doing here, I'm just browning our meat, and then I'll transfer it to a bowl and start our sauce, and then add the meat back into the sauce. The right color marker. Making meat pies, it might take some time to make them at home, but trust me, if you make food for them at home, you can always store them in the freezer, and you can reheat it next time for dinner. Serve it with mashed potato or sweet potato and some steamed veggies on the side, and that's a really nice yummy dinner for the family. So I'll add more oil now, and I'll add our onions. I'm going to add our garlic now, our tomato paste, and our paprika, sage, our bay leaf. I'll add our celery as well, and then our beef stock. I'll also add our meat now. Don't forget, I will have all the ingredients and the measurements available in the description below, so check it out. So if you are cooking this on the stove, this is the process that you start with, and then you can transfer the gravy into a baking dish and bake it in the oven for about 2.5 hours on low. I would say about 150 degrees Celsius or 180 for 2.5 hours. Otherwise, you can transfer, which I will be doing. I'll transfer this into my pressure cooker, and I'll cook it in there for about half an hour. As you can see, our gravy is thickening from that flour that I coated the meat with in the beginning. So our bay leaf is in there, our celery stalks. I will remove these towards the end of the cooking process, but this will give it a nice flavor for our gravy. I'll add about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, dark soy sauce. I forgot to mention that ingredients in the beginning, but I am adding 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce to our gravy. So let's add salt and pepper now. I can smell the celery, I can smell the bay leaves, sage, and all the flavoring I added in there. It tastes really nice too. I'm going to turn it off now. I will transfer it to my pressure cooker there, and I will cook it for about 15 minutes to half an hour. I just want our meat to be tender a little bit, and then we'll cool it down and assemble our pies. So our pastry is now ready. Our gravy, beef steak gravy is ready. I have our cheese that will go into the pies, and even our pie tins. I have buttered our tins. So I'm going to roll our pastry now. We leave about that much over when you cut your pastry, about 1 centimeter. That's one. You can use that to re-roll again. Put it together with the other pastry. We will sit through our pie tin. I'm going to press it down. Just go around, press it down. we are going to poke the inside of our pies with a fork, just to let the steam out during the cooking process. Okay, I'm going to add our gravy now to the pies, and then you're just going to add your cheddar cheese on top, like that. Make sure you add enough cheese and spread it around. Going to get a puff pastry now. Going to get water, and we will brush the side of the pastry. If it's easier, you just go with your hand, fingers, and go around. And you're going to put this on top, and then press it down hard. Go with a fork, go back with the fork, and just press the edges down just to make a pattern, as well as closing those two edges again. We will brush the top of our pies, and then we'll bake it in the oven. I'm just going to transfer our pies to the oven, and we will bake it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll take it out, take the pies out of the tin, and then bake it for another 5 minutes. So there we go, our pies are now ready. It's been baking in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then I took it out of the tin and then left it in there for a few more minutes. I'll say just under 5 minutes. So altogether it's between 20 and 25 minutes until they're nice golden brown. The reason being is because they're bigger size meat pies. But if you bake the smaller ones, or if you make the smaller ones, of course the time will be less. So here's our pies, our first ever flavor of our pie series, which is steak and cheese. I will taste it now and see what it looks like inside. See what it tastes like. And here, so it's also been cooled down for a few minutes. So that's what it looks like inside. And if you can see clearly, I will take a closer video of the inside, but if you can see the cheese and the steak, taste the cheddar cheese as well. The pastry it's nice and crunchy too. It's just right. So can you see the thickness? And our gravy tastes really nice with all those flavoring. So thank you again for watching this episode, or our first ever series of meat pies. Stay tuned, because I will be making another flavor pie. Hope you can come back for more pies. Thank you again for watching. See you later. Hello, welcome back to another episode from my kitchen. Today I'll be making the famous Samoan pineapple pie. I have my ingredients here. I will also have it available in the description below. Let's start baking. I have 3 eggs, 180 grams of butter, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I will mix the sugar, salt. Also have here on the side my pineapples and custard powder. More ingredients I will explain later for the filling. Add our butter now. And if it's easier for you, I have washed my hands. Use your hands and mix it through. Okay, so it's our butter and flour are mixed well now. As you can see, it looks like cornmeal flour. We're going to add our eggs one at a time. And we'll go back with my hands and mix it Well, take this 1 tablespoon, go another tablespoon. That is our dough. I am going to leave it in the fridge for about half an hour while I prepare our filling. And then we will move to the next stage of our recipe. Let's make our pineapple filling. I have about 3.5 cups of pineapples crushed. I have about 4 to 5 tablespoons of custard powder. I will put in there for us to mix. And I have about a cup of milk. Mix that well. I will also add 1 cinnamon stick in there and 1 cup of sugar. Just mix that through. And we're going to add our custard mix and give it a good stir. Turn it off now and we'll let it cool. Okay, so our dough has been sitting in the fridge for about half an hour. We are going to wipe them and roll them out. I am going to bake my pies in small tins instead of the normal bigger size. If you want, shape the edges by having a fork pattern around. I am going to give it oil, add some rice, that together, and you're going to put that in the middle of your pies. We are going to bake our pies in the oven, blind bake our pie shells for about 15 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. But you keep an eye on it too, you don't want to burn the sides too much. Okay, we're going to do our other pies differently using our tins here. We have completed our pineapple pies. I remember I started with this, where I blind bake the pastry. I took out the rice that was in the foil, and then I baked it for 5 more minutes more. So that's what it looks like. I took it out, I added the pineapple filling, and I left it in the fridge to set. So got our cream here. I'm just going to add some on top. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that plain. Some people just like it like that. I've also got on the side, I have the ones that I baked with the custard and with the pastry underneath, and then I added the filling and then more pastry on top. So that's what it looks like in the middle. And I'm going to taste this one for us. It's so good. I quite like the pastry. It's still a little bit hot because it just came out of the oven. I haven't put it in the fridge yet to cool it down, but it's not too bad. You can even taste the cinnamon that I added to the pineapple filling, and it makes it smell really good. Maybe give this recipe a try. I know everyone's got their recipes. My family, they're craving pineapple pies tonight, so I thought I'll cook it and I'll record it and share with you whether you want to try this recipe of mine. Thank you for baking with me, and thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your love and support. All of you out there who have subscribed and have commented, have shown your support by promoting and advertising my channel. May God bless you all, and please stay safe in these tough times of the virus. And I will catch up with you in the next episode. Goodbye for now. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the kitchen of Meals with Milz. Do you like my new apron? Anyway, thank you everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And thank you for all those who have taken the time to fill in my survey that I mentioned last week. I appreciate you taking your precious time to be able to give your feedback that will help me improve my channel. So in the future I will be making the dishes that you have suggested for me to make and try and implement what you have mentioned for me to work on. So thank you again. If you're new to my channel, thank you for visiting and welcome to the channel of Meals with Milz. Thank you to all those who have subscribed and have shared the videos with your families and friends. In this episode I will be making luau, and that is taro leaves with coconut cream. I am also adding mussels and some chilies. So let's start cooking, everyone. These are my few taro plants here, not many, but I just started growing them. Later on I will get more pot plants and move the little baby ones so I can grow more. When I first started I only had about 6 or 7, but now there's more than 12 little ones growing, so I will move them to pot plants. So I'm just going to take a few of them with what I purchased. I'm making luau. Few taro leaves from Milz's little taro plantation. Not much. Let's get back in the house and cook the rest. So our taro leaves here. I purchased these from the shop, but these are the ones from my garden. They're not too bad. I started growing them mid last year. So I've got new baby taro growing, and like I mentioned earlier on, I will move them to pot plants so I can grow more taro. But I've got about 8 or 9 leaves from my garden, and the rest I purchased from the shop. So let's continue on taking them from the stem of the taro. So just letting you know that the Google form or the survey that I introduced last week, I really don't know who fill in the form, so just letting you know, when you fill in the form, it won't come back. I won't know who fill in the form, if you know what I mean. Like, I know some of us might be uncomfortable to have your name shown, but I wouldn't know who fill in the form. All I'll get is the information when you answer those questions. I hope I've explained myself clearly, but I really appreciate all those people that helped me out so far to fill in that little survey. It really helps me prepare for, recording and all that. So I'll take out the rest of the mussels and then I'll be back for the next stage of our recipe. I'm going to prepare my coconut cream by adding the coconut cream in the bowl. Just add our onions. So that's about 2 large onions. I've chopped them in small pieces. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Taste to see if it's salty enough. That's it. Well, we'll start assembling our balsami or luau. My oil here. When I taught my kids how to make these island specialty or food, this is how I got them to, easier for them to put it together. In the islands we use our hands. We do everything on the palm of our hands, but when I taught the kids, it was a lot easier for them. I'll get a bowl, put my foils down, put enough foil, and then I'll go with the taro leaves. Start putting the taro leaves in, just like that. So this is a lot easier for them, being beginners that, they're uncomfortable to put it together using the palm of their hand. So this is good enough. A deeper bowl like that, really helps them. Okay, so I'll keep adding more taro leaves. Do it. I'm going to put some of my mussels in. Just put enough. And some of my chilies. And then I'll go ahead with the coconut cream and add it to the top. And then all I do is just bring in the leaves just like that. And then followed by the foil. Bring it on with nice and secure. And there you go. So I'll do one with my hand. So this is how the pros in the island do it. They do it with their hands, just like that. Put some of the mussels in, some of the chilies, and then the coconut cream. So then, here's our completed luau, all ready to go in the oven. Have to add some water. So I've got them sitting on the rack, and I'll just add some water in the baking tin or the tray. Add some on this side as well. And we will have it baked in the oven for about 2 hours on 180 degrees. I'll be right back, everyone. Okay, everyone, our luau is cooked now. I have cut one in half so you can see the mussels. If you can see the orange mussels inside the luau. Let's go ahead and give our balsami or luau a taste. And I am having it with cassava or manioka. Quite nice with mussels. A lot of the Polynesians, they put meat, lamb, corned beef. I thought I'll try the mussels, and it tastes quite nice. So here it is, everyone. I also added some chili. Remember, I added chilies. Well, the chilies I added, they're not the spicy type, so it's not too bad. But it tastes nice with the chilies. Well, that's our cooking today, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and stopping by and cook with Milz tonight. We will catch up in the next episode. Bye for now from Milz and family. Welcome back to the channel of Meals with Milz. Thank you for visiting and thank you for tuning in. In this episode, we are excited to make Samoan kekesaima. And let's get on with baking. So in this bowl, we have our plain flour or all-purpose flour. We're going to add our brown sugar, give it a good mix. So this is the inside part of the kekesaima, the dark part that's inside of the kekesaima. We're going to add our fine chopped white onion, and I have chopped it very fine. Okay, the next one will be our garlic. Marina, can I please have the garlic? I'm going to add it into that's it. And that will give a nice flavouring for the inside dough. Okay, the next ingredient we will add is our oil. Just add the dark soy and then followed by the soy sauce. I am going to go ahead with my hands and give it a good mix. It smells really nice with the garlic, the onions. I think it's easier if we transfer everything onto the bench and then give it a good mix.
Ooh, can I help?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Oh, wow, so cool.
Put this aside and we'll continue on with the next dough. This is the outside part of the biscuit. So we'll add our sugar and make a well in the middle of the flour. We're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of melted butter, and we're going to go ahead and add our water as well. First, you're going to go with your hands and mix it.
Whoa, it's really soft. Gonna be exciting. Okay, nearly done, right, Mum?
All right. So that's the white part of our kekesaima. We've got one more mix to do.
Okay, I'll do this, yep.
All right, so this one here we're making colourful ones as well. Okay, so first we'll add our butter. Make a well. Flour. So we've added sugar already to this one. Okay, and I'm going to add butter. And with water, we are going to add your food colouring of your choice. Just go ahead and add a few drops of food colouring.
Wow, so it's turning blue. The butter's turning into blue.
Alright, now give it a mix.
Am I allowed to do my hands as well? Or just the...
Yeah.
Okay. We actually made 3 other colours. So partner, let's bring those colours in. We have this pink one. We have a dark purple and a green one. Plus this blue one.
Sprinkle some flour on the bench. The next part is we're going to do some white ones for now. Okay, we're going to start assembling our singer. Okay, so just get your ball, put it inside, and then just turn it over and gently bring in the sides. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, and then all you do is do the best that you can to cover that inside dark ball of dough. There you go. And then get your dough cutter and gently press it down so the inside ball can spread all around. Press it down to your desired amount, or size I should say, or you can roll with a rolling pin. That's it. And then I'm going to go with my dough cutter, turn it over and press it down. Turn it over. I should say, if you're comfortable to do it on the bench, then go ahead and do it on the bench.
Oh wow, it looks exactly like the...
So that's one. Let's go with the next one. Alright. Here we go. Do the same. Make sure you
I have a question,
bring
partner.
it in like that. Time I can roll it. Or you can flatten it with your cutter. Like that. And then all you do is just use this to flatten down a little bit. You happy with that?
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Mike.
This is a massive one. I'm just going to go ahead now and do some of our colour. So I've got purple here. This is ube, which is purple taro flavour. So that's the one I'm using. And then a normal pink, green and blue. So let's do some colour with your rolling pin and roll it around just to make sure that the inside part is all spread out. That's one. Okay, so this is our purple yam flavour. Okay, so these are our pink colours going in the oven now and baking at the same amount of time, between 20 and 25 minutes, and then we will bring them out and cool them on a rack. These are some of our other colours that we have baked before, and these are some of the raw ones that have to go into the oven. Okay, we've completed our kekisanga, everyone, and we've got a variety of colours there. Let me taste one of the legs. Fell off from the pink one. So you still taste the normal flavouring of onions, garlic and soy sauce. But I prefer a little bit crunchy and soft. So both crunchy and, which is what we have these kekisanga. Nice colourful ones. Yeah. So that's our baking. Thank you for visiting. Stay safe. Catch up in the next episode. Goodbye for now from Milz. Hi, welcome back to my channel, Milz with Milz. In this episode, I am going to make German buns. In a bowl, I'll add a warm milk, warm water, my yeast, oil, and half of my sugar. I'll leave the other half to go with the dry ingredients. And we will stir our wet mix and I will let it sit for about 5 minutes until our yeast is activated. Just leave that. In the meantime, I'm going to sift our dry ingredients into a bowl. I have all-purpose flour. I have the rest of our sugar here, baking powder, and salt. So sift in the bowl. So I'll let our flour wait there. Once our yeast is ready, we will mix it together and form a dough. And while waiting for that, I am going to prepare our coconuts. With the help of my son, he will scrape the fresh coconut. Normally, the way we crack it in the islands is there's a line in between the two eyes. So we need to face that line up like that. Okay, so this is the mouth of the coconut where you can open this and you can drink the coconut out of it. So these are the two eyes, and there's a line that goes in the middle. So what normally happens is we just face the line up like that, and then we hit this part hard. And if you hit it hard enough, it will open the coconut. You know, that's not too bad for a beginner. Well done, bro.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are your hands still there?
Yeah.
This is the coconut, and you'll start scraping this. So we're going to make our coconut sauce for our German buns. I have the fresh coconut that my son scraped earlier on, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and about 1/2 cup of the coconut cream, and 1 lemon. So I'll add our sugar to the pan. Make sure you have that nice brown color, just that nice caramel brown. I am going to add our coconut cream now. Careful, add gently. Make sure that sugar is all melting nicely. So I'm now going to add our coconut. I will also add our lemon. I just want a bit of lemon taste to it, but you don't have to. You want to leave it plain, but trust me, you will like the lemon taste. Okay. You can use the dry coconuts. You don't have to use the fresh ones. I can smell the lemon leaves. I'll take out the lemon leaf soon, but that's what it looks like. And it looks juicy too, because I haven't taken the milk out of the coconuts. It's still in there. We are done. We will leave that to cool down, and we will work on our dough. Our oil is hot enough. Going to fry our German buns now. Just put it in the water. Our German buns are cooked now. I'm going to taste one now. It's super hot. It's nice and crunchy on the outside as well, and inside. Can you see the steam inside? And the pastry is nice and soft as well. I hope you give this recipe a go. Let me know. Comment below. Thank you for watching this episode. I will see you again. Take care. Be safe. Bye. Hello, welcome back to the channel of Meals with Milz. In this episode I'll be making samoa. This is one of the recipes that was requested by someone who was kind enough to fill in the form for the survey. Thank you for your love and support. Also to those who have filled in the form and the survey. Please, if you haven't done so, please, if you can, it will help me a lot. Sparing 1 or 2 of your time, minutes of your time to fill in that survey for me will be greatly appreciated. Without talking too much, let's start baking. In the bowl, I'm going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm also going to add 2 cups of self-raising flour. I'll just sprinkle some salt, 1/4 teaspoon, and then I'll sift our flour. The next step is I'm going to add our butter, and I'm going to go with my hands and mix in the butter with the flour. Let's go ahead and add our coconut, the dry coconut. You're going to add our sugar, 2 eggs, and add it to the bowl. I have 1 cup of coconut cream and 1/4 cup. I also add 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. And then we're going to mix in our dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on the bench and just put some of our dough on the bench. Start with that. I'm going to go with the rolling pin and just gently roll out your dough to the required thickness that you want your mussies or biscuits to be. Probably 1 to 2 centimeters. Don't forget it will rise because we've got self-raising flour in the mixture. Now I'm going to use my circle cutter here. I'm going to have round biscuits, and I'll also be able to make some normal square biscuits. 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5. If your dough is a little bit soft, feel free to add a little bit of self-raising flour or plain flour. Tap this again to have a good shape. Okay, so that's one tray ready to go in the oven. We will start baking them at 160 degrees for about 20 minutes. We'll keep checking them, and once they're brown on the other side, we can turn it around within that 20 minutes. So let's bake these and continue on preparing the rest. Set the timer to 20 minutes. So our biscuits have been baking for about 10 minutes now. I'm not sure if you can see clearly. The bottom parts are starting to go brown. So at this stage, I am going to bring it out of the oven and turn them around or turn them over. And then we'll continue on baking for another 10-15 minutes. Our biscuits are now cooked and ready to be served with butter and jam. It's been cooled down as well and plated to be served. You can have it with hot Milo, chocolate, or any hot drink of your choice. We Polynesians normally enjoy the biscuits here, coconut biscuits, or masipopo, samoa we call it, with a hot cup of coco samoa. So yeah, let's get into tasting our baking and see what it tastes like. So just butter me a biscuit. Okay, it's nice and soft. It's not crunchy. Some people prefer biscuits crunchy. Some people prefer having a soft biscuits or mussy. So if you want it soft, I would suggest leaving it in the oven less than 20 minutes, 15 minutes max. But if you want it crunchy, then you leave it in the oven a bit longer, or you bake it a bit longer. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But like I said, everyone likes it differently. Some prefer being soft and some prefer being crunchy. So that's my way, If I want it crunchy, I'll leave it in the oven for a bit longer. If I want it soft, then I will bring it out of the oven. 15 minutes max. But play around. Your oven is different to mine. Let me know if you have any tips. But this is perfect for me. They might be different to you, but here it is. My tray of maki Samoa all ready for the family to enjoy with a hot drink. I forgot to mention, I also have some yellow mussies and the plain ones. I just added food colouring to this. If you want to have colourful ones. If not, leave it plain, whatever way you want or whatever way you prefer your mussies. So that's our Samoan masipopo recipe. Once again, thank you for your love and support to my channel. Stay safe out there and stay blessed, and I will catch up with you in the next episode. Love you all from Milz and family. Bye for now. Aloha families and friends, welcome and thank you for stopping by. In this episode, I'm going to make our favourite dish in Samoa, which is whaiaiʻelengi, and that is tin of fish with coconut cream and onion. Back in the islands, we would cook this in omu, but that's our recipe for tonight. Let's start cooking. First of all, I'm going to cut my onion very fine. Next one, we will add our tin of fish. So I'll drain the juice that's in the tin of fish. I can add it a bit later. I like to have heaps of fish in my whaiaiʻelengi. I'm going to add some salt, a little bit of pepper, black pepper, coconut cream, some kara, a mixture of kara and the coconut cream from my local supermarket. I am adding about, so that's 1 cup. And a full tin of my 1.5. So this is optional, you don't have to add that, but I love adding some green chilies or red chilies. So I add this to my whaiaiʻelengi. So I'll put it in my own shell, not the whole bowl, because some members of the family would like it plain whaiaiʻelengi, not with my extra bits and pieces I add. It's all about flavouring for me. This stage I will give it a taste, make sure it's enough salt. I will add more salt. So these won't sit okay. I mean, some will, but then the rest don't sit well in the tray. So I'm just going to make some foil rings for our shells to sit on, so it sits well in the baking tray. So it's time for us to dish our whaiaiʻelengi in our shell. You can see inside there's still a little bit left of the coconut. These are the fresh ones I scraped yesterday, and so I just wash it again, but I don't mind having it because it gives it more flavour to our whaiaiʻelengi. I've still got some left over. I'll prepare the other tins, but I'll put these in the oven and I will cook it in the oven. I'll try it with 30 minutes first. The coconut cream will start to thicken up, and then I'll give it a taste. I like to have a very, very thick consistency for the whaiaiʻelengi, where you can just dish up a little bit with a piece of taro instead of a running type, which is why I use coconut kara. But let's see how it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the oven at 180 degrees. This is our final dish, our tin of fish with coconut cream, roasted in these coconut shells, and we call it whaiaiʻelengi. Tonight I'm having it with yam. It's not too bad in the oven. My one with lime. I don't know, I'm weird when it comes. But I enjoy having, beautiful. To me, it's beautiful with lime. Tangy taste with coconut. So there it is. One of Samoan's favourite dish, or Samoan's delicacy, whaiaiʻelengi. Thank you for watching this episode, and thank you for cooking with me and tuning in. Take care, be safe. we will meet again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.